A warm welcome to you in English literature class. So children, myself Mrs. Karminder. So today we are going to start with Treasure Trove. So we are going to learn about the poem that is The Cold Within by James Patrick Kinney. So James Patrick Kinney, he was an American poet born on March 16, 1923 in Cincinnati, Ohio. That is in USA. Kinney came from a poor Irish family and dropped out from school in 10th grade in order to take care of his mother's health. He was discriminated against because of his poor financial status. Discrimination based on color, class, and religion is the main theme of his poem The Cold Within. He wrote this poem during civil rights movement only to bring out the futility of discrimination. The poet lived according to his ideals depicted in The Cold Within. He died of the heart attack at the age of 51. Now about the poem. The Cold Within is a poem which seeks to hold a mirror against humanity, reflecting how it has generated. Human beings have created many divisions among themselves like class, caste, race, religion, gender, etc. The message of the poem is simple one: if we keep discriminating each other, the world will surely end in chaos. The title of the poem is suggestive of all negative attributes that human beings possess. The cold here is the resentment and the ill will which we bear towards others. These traits must be overcome, or we shall be consumed by them just like the characters in the poem. So stanza 1, let's start the poem, read the poem. Six humans trapped by happenstance means by chance. In bleak and bitter cold, each one possesses a stick of wood, or so the story is told. So children, here are few words. Trapped, which means something by which one is caught against his wish. Then happenstance means by chance. Bleak, it means unpleasant. Now let's see the explanation to the stanza 1. The poem begins with the narrator telling us about six humans who were trapped by coincidence in a bleak and bitter cold, means unpleasant. The cold, hopeless setting is instantly sketched by the use of the alliteration bleak and bitter. An important feature of the first stanza is the use of the term human, that is six humans trapped, because that is what the six people are. First and foremost, before they are members of one race or the other, one creed or the other, they are human beings. They are human beings who have physical and emotional needs and who are susceptible to both hatred and cold. Unfortunately, the failure on their part to recognize this basic fact becomes a cause of their doom. Each one of them has a stick of wood. This wood isn't merely a physical object, but is a symbolic of a resource for potential that all human beings possess. It is our willingness to use what we have for the sake of others that will keep the fire burning. The words, or so the story is told, implies that the speaker has heard it from somewhere, and which makes this a part of a oral parable and folk wisdom. Now next stanza. The dying fire in need of logs, but the first one held her back. For of the faces round the fire, she noticed one was black. So black here means belonging to a race of people who have dark skin. In the US, people from the race are referred to as an African Americans. Now explanation to this stanza is, the second stanza, it depicts of fire running out of fuel and in need of wood to burn. In the cold winter, heat from the fire is critical to keep their bodies warm. All of them can survive if they use their stick one by one. It is time to come together, but the first person in the group, a woman, is prejudiced when she notices that the one of the faces around the fire is black. She therefore holds her log back. Even at the cost of her own harm, she refuses to use the stick. That is the evil of racism. Stanza 3, children. The next man looking across the way saw one not of his church and could not bring himself to give the fire his stick of birch. So here birch, it means a type of tree that has outer bark which can be pulled off easily. Now explanation to this stanza is, the next man looked around and saw that the person in the group did not belong to his church, and he held back his stick of birchwood. He is religious bigot, plain and simple, and discriminates anybody who does not share the same religious views as his. Now next, moving on to stanza 4. The third one sat in tattered clothes. Tattered means ragged, worn or torn. He gave his coat a hitch. Why should his log be put to use to warm the idle rich? So hitch means to pull up or fasten up tightly. Idle rich here means people believe that the rich people make the workers toil, that is toil, work hard and enjoy the fruits of their labor, so the rich remain idle. Now explanation to the stanza, children. The third person was poor man, wearing torn and tattered clothes, as he was very poor. He pulled his coat to warm himself and thought why he should put his log into the fire to warm the lazy rich people. He too held back his firewood. Now stanza 5. The rich man just sat back and thought of the wealth he had in store and how to keep what he had earned from the lazy, shiftless poor. Shiftless poor means lacking ambition and energy. So explanation here, the fifth stanza of the cold within is in a contrast with the previous stanza. The poor think the rich idle and doing no work, and the rich also thinks like that. So the clash between rich and poor is nothing but a misunderstanding. Here the poet depicts the difference between perception and reality. However, in this stanza, the rich man kept himself busy in thoughts. Without giving his stick, he thought about protecting what he accumulated throughout his life from the poor. So he lived in the future without thinking about the present. Stanza 6, children. The black man's face bespoke revenge as the fire passed from his sight, for all he saw in his stick of wood was a chance to spite the white. Spite means to harm. So bespoke means showed signs of. Revenge means to inflict injury in return. Spite means to harm or a desire to harm another person, especially because you feel that you have been treated wrongly. So explanation here it is, the fire was almost on the verge of dying out. The black man saw this, but on his face it was clearly visible that in this situation the only thing he wanted was revenge for the mistreatment he had suffered at the hands of the white people. His stick of wood had the potential to revive the fire and save everyone's lives, but he failed to see this potential. He was so blinded by the hatred and the thirst for revenge that he only thought of using his wood to spite the white. Next is stanza 7, children. The last man of this forlorn group, see, means sad and lonely. Though they were 6 people, still they have said that the last man of this forlorn group did not accept for gain. Giving only to those who gave was how he played the game. Forlorn means sad and lonely, not means nothing. Explanation here, the last person of the group did nothing except for profit. He believed only in giving to those who gave something back to him. This was the only way he played the game of life. So he too did not part with his stick as no one else had. Now, this is the last stanza. Their logs held tight in death's still hands was proof of human sin. They did not die from the cold without, they died from the cold within. Still means rigid. Human sin means disobedience to God's commandment, which is love thy neighbor as thyself. So, explanation to this stanza: the entire group perishes in the end, all holding their fire sticks. They have failed to be of use to each other due to their inherent prejudices. They refuse to acknowledge each other's humanity, and in doing so, they die despite having the resources to keep themselves alive. The poem ends with the note that 6 people die not from the freezing cold outside but of the cold within them. Thank you and have a nice day.